It's the easiest thing you'll never do. This is legalized gambling. That's all it is. Don't gamble with money that you can't afford to lose. I'm going to try real hard not to preach at you right now. But if your bills are going to be late, if your kids are going to go, if they're going to miss meals, if you yourself are going to miss meals, if your electric's going to get cut off, don't do it. This is not for you. Go bet on a football game and be a moron in that. You're even more stupid if you borrow money to gamble with. You have a gambling problem if you do this. Even more stupid than that is lending money out so other people can gamble on this. Alright? That's real simple. If you don't have the extra money, work overtime or get a job on the weekends mowing lawns and raise a little bit of money doing that. There's billions of things you can do to raise a little bit of extra money to get you going in this industry. You should not use money that you don't have, that is not disposable, that is simply going to screw up your life if you lose it, because you could lose it. Alright? That's real simple, dude. You will need an exchange. This is a website where you'll set up an account and buy cryptocurrency or sell cryptocurrency and liquidate it to your bank account or to PayPal or whatever. You can't just buy Bitcoin out of thin air. You have to utilize an account at an exchange. And there's a lot of exchanges out there. At one point, I had an account on 14 different exchanges. Just because I was researching them, and this is part of why I was researching them. So I could inform the public of which ones do which, because they can be very different. Some of them can offer 1,000 coins, and some of them only offer a couple. Some, I believe, only offer one, and of course that's going to be Bitcoin. Some are very, very complicated, and some are very easy. Some have high fees, some have low fees. These are fees that you pay when you buy or when you sell. I highly recommend, if you're brand new to this, to set up an account at Coinbase. And I know I'm going to catch hell for that. Coinbase is not paying me to say this. I am not affiliated with them in any way other than that I do have an account set up at Coinbase. The reason I am recommending them to a newbie is because it's very, very simple. The hardest part you'll face is actually setting up and verifying yourself to set up an account. This can take anywhere from a few hours to days. You're going to have to verify that you are the person that you say you are, and that you own your funding source, which is probably going to be your bank account. Okay, so nobody can start an account pretending to be you. They will go out of their way to verify that you are who you say you are. And while this can be really aggravating and tedious, and it might even make you give up and throw in the towel on this whole thing. This is being done for your benefit, so no one can pretend they're you, that they own a bank account that they don't own. Okay, so try when you're going through this process of setting up an account on an exchange, understand that all the tedious bullshit that you're going through is for your benefit. And maybe that will keep you from throwing in the towel. Alrighty? You with me? Now, if you do take my advice and go to Coinbase, you can always, once you're at Coinbase for a while and it's not doing enough for you, you can go set up an account at another exchange that does more or has lower fees or whatever. But Coinbase is the easiest one. Not only is it the easiest and most user friendly, it's the most secure. I don't know if this matters to people, but it's American based. I know some Americans are the most dishonest human beings in the world, but Coinbase is not going to take your money and go invest in the stock market and hope that they make money there so they can pay you when you cash out of your account. That's not the way they operate. And therefore you're going to find out that their fees, it's nothing. It's zero to set up an account. But what you're going to find out on Coinbase is that their fees are a little high. And I believe it's almost 4% for every buy. So if you're buying Bitcoin with $100, you're going to pay $4 for that buy. And this is how that exchange makes money. And I believe it's the same way when you sell. So it's $4 on every $100. So it's going to be $40 to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. You're also going to find out that they only have 3 cryptocurrencies, and that's Bitcoin, which is, if you're brand new to this, that's probably the one you're interested in buying, and Ethereum and Litecoin. Those 3. Now there's over 1,000 different cryptocurrencies, and they range from totally horrible pump and dumps, which I'll get into later, and to okay coins that might have potential but are doubtful, to the all the way up to the top 10, which are pretty solid and have a high market cap and are pretty much trustworthy. A newbie doesn't need 1,000 coins. If you do, dude, you really have issues. Usually they're going to be mostly interested in Bitcoin and just getting their feet wet and seeing what this is all about. And at that point, they might start liking Ethereum or Litecoin, and they can get their feet wet with that. And then when they start getting interested in trading and all these complicated new coins, and there's so many of them, and split coins that you can get as complicated as you ever imagined with this whole thing. So at that point, you might want to graduate past the limitations of Coinbase. Okay? That is not a plug for Coinbase. You can go research all the exchanges and decide not to take my advice there, but that's what I'm advising. Alright, don't be afraid to ask questions. There's a lot of people in this market that will be glad to help you, but you have to be careful because some of them are trying to market different products and services and coins, and not everybody is your best friend. So try to get your question answered by numerous sources from totally different parts of the internet. Like, you might ask a question on YouTube, and if the person making whatever video you're asking on doesn't respond, ask the people watching this video, they might help you. And then ask the same question at some other forum like Steam. And then ask the question on Facebook and Twitter and every source where you can ask a question, ask it. And then gather up all the answers and go with whatever is making sense to you. But again, be careful of the people marketing stuff. There are people getting paid to tell you things that may not be in your best interest. And with some of them, if you ask them a question, they'll take it as an opportunity to market their shit so they can make more money. Alright? So again, I want you guys to know I'm not being paid by any company to make this video. Ads, if I put a commercial on here, if I monetize it, that has nothing to do with the things that I'm saying, and there's no actual company. It goes through AdSense. It's owned by Google, and Google also owns YouTube. So if they stick some commercial up here of Ritz crackers, that doesn't mean Ritz paid me to tell you what I'm trying to tell you in this video. It just means that that's what Google stuck on this video. Okay. Boy, I got off there, didn't I? What was the point? Oh, don't be afraid to ask questions. There's a lot of good people. There's also some shady people. So just be careful with what you accept as gospel. And just because something works for somebody else doesn't mean it's going to work in your case, because everybody's different and has different financial situations and problems. And you get it. It's just common sense. Decide what your goals are. And I created a video a couple months ago. Bitcoin plan for newbies or something. And it helps you determine what's a realistic goal and what is not, and where to start. And you can always reevaluate it and make your own goals after you watch this video, but it gives you a place to start. Don't just get in and say, well, I'm doing this because I want to be rich. Because if you only have a little bit of money, chances are very good that you're not going to get filthy rich. But that doesn't mean you can't reach your financial goals. And to keep yourself from being disappointed, and while remaining optimistic and positive, if you say, okay, I want to double my money within this span of time, and that's a reasonable span of time, and here's where I need to be next week, and here's where I need to be next month, and in order to stay on the line of that ultimate goal. And then this way you'll keep yourself from getting disappointed. I believe that's the best way to start for someone who's brand new to this. Give back. I think the key to succeeding in anything is to be a part of the community. Don't just come in, take, and I got mine, so if you kind of attitude. I believe nature has a way of making sure those people fail. So by giving back, I mean share the articles, comment on the videos, upvote the things you like, answer people's questions if you know the answer. Just be a part of it all and share good news and give newbies hope and inspiration, and I think that's the most important step in all of this. You can't just come in and just with a bad attitude. Try to stay positive and focus on your gains. And don't sweat the losses. It's going to bounce back if you're in a good coin with a good reputation and high volume and a high market cap. Everything's going to be okay. So don't sweat that. But the point is, be a part of it all. Don't just come and take and go. All right. There's so many. Less than 1% of the U.S. adult population even knows what the hell I'm talking about as far as cryptocurrency, and that leaves a massive market of over 99% of the people who would love to do this, but need a little kick in the ass to get started, and that's where you can fill that void. Don't wind up one of these arrogant SOBs. Alright? I hope that helps people. That's it, man. I think I wanted to shorten the first video. I was not happy with the first video I made because I got off and I made it a little too complicated than it has to be. It's really not that complicated. There's a lot to it. You can make it as complicated as you want, and sometimes I go off on tangent. And then I was coughing, and there's background noise and all this other stuff, and I just wanted to redo that, and maybe it'll work to inspire some more people. Peace, y'all.